Good morning, everybody. It's 11:52. Justice and the Queen of Swords. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings. Quite a few interesting messages to give you today. Today is May 10th, 2021. And I did the reads yesterday for today. I'm going to try to get some of the astrological reads done today. I only did Taurus yesterday, and I didn't roll the die for Taurus yesterday, so I'll probably roll the die for Taurus in my first read that I do today. Actually, I can roll the dice for Taurus now. For those of you Tauri who didn't get that yesterday. So let's roll the dice for Taurus. This is first for Taurus, since we're still in Taurus energy right now. And it looks like this is Venus energy here, and then Scorpio, and the number 8. Okay, this is for Taurus. So 8's all about strength, inner and outer strength, and the dance, manifesting your dreams. We have Scorpio here. And then the Venus energy here, which is of Taurus. And I know there's some Venus aspects going on right now too, as well as Pluto and Mercury retrogrades coming up, or I don't know the exact dates. But so Scorpio energy is very deep, money, death, taxes, big transformation with the number 8 as well, because that's all about big transformation and manifesting your dreams. And then the Venus energy, using that Venus energy of the heart. So you might want to focus too on what your heart is in, your Venus, what sign that's in as well. Okay, so I am since I'm rolling the die, I'm going to roll the die for the collective twin flames right now for the reads. And then I have a few messages. I did some meditation, so I definitely have some important messages to come through. All right, we have for the collective twins, we have the number 5. And I'm putting them on the happy ending over here. There's a lot of yellow in the underlying energy, so the solar plexus. And then we have the number, this is Saturn. All right, so 5 and Saturn, and then we have Leo over here. Well, that's an interesting combination. The happy ending for Leo, Saturn, and the number 5. 5 is the Hierophant also, which is Taurus energy, so bringing up Taurus again. But again, that change, freedom, expansion of the Leo energy, which the Leo, the Lionheart, definitely comes up in one of my meditative messages today here. And then the Saturn, which is all about responsibility and restriction. And also the Leo and Taurus coming up. They always come up as the ego and the bull, right? The stubbornness. Those two energies trying to get in, you know, the outside world trying to get into the sealed divine feminine or the twins. That type of energy comes up as well around that. So that for the twin flames. All right, so first, what I want to bring up is the meditations I did. So I did a little bit of meditation yesterday. And then I did again this morning after I did a clearing when I woke up this morning. I actually asked about the jab, which I don't normally get into. I haven't really put out there my perspective on that. I'm just going to give you my meditation and the message I was given about that. And that's always up for you to discern. Things are always your choice. You always are the final decision on anything that happens to you in your life. And you need to trust your own instincts. So, so the messages I got yesterday. I was meditating on my inner child for you guys yesterday. And really focusing on the mother energy in the heart. And the first thing that came up was the black leopard. and it was crouching. It was like in a tree energy, you know, that crouching black leopard in a tree type of energy, crouching and about to pounce. They then jump when they're ready and morph into a black stallion, the dark horse, causing a distraction, trampling others, and then there's a big scramble right there as the black horse goes right out of it and takes off running fast, just like in the Olympics. And then they get far enough away, and then all of a sudden the horse slows down to look back, and I'm telling the horse, no, no, don't look back, keep going. So then the horse keeps going. And I said, no, go. The horse keeps going straight. And then the horse morphs into a man running ahead of the horse, but they don't detach. They stay attached as a man ahead of the horse, running Olympic style. But the horse and man still connected. And then another man is now racing beside him, like toe to toe across the finish line together simultaneously. And then they high five each other. They walk toward me, or my position in my viewpoint where I am, single file, just like they were, you know, saying congrats to people like at the end of a game or race. And then through the turnstile, complete, achieving their glory, and then just going back to the usual thing, as I couldn't see now because I was at the turnstile. So that was the end of that vision. So Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon also came up right after that. So right after I got this vision, and of course it's that energy of the black horse coming up, the dark horse, the one that no one suspects, right, will win. And so I opened up my iPad to look up the black leopard to see what spirit animal definitions came up under the black leopard. And this was at 4:01. And as soon as I opened up my iPad, the front page was a dark horse. It was the news yesterday about the dark horse that won the Kentucky Derby fails a drug test. And then the horse's name was Medina Spirit. Sound very close to another word that we know, Medina. Medina Spirit tested positive for betamethasone, a Class C anti-inflammatory. And of course, his trainer swears that he didn't get it from his team and believes he's being targeted. And apparently the second place horse was Mandaloon, will be declared the winner if this happens. The trainer's Bob Baffert. And apparently this is the second time he tested positive for this. Back in October 2020, he didn't contest it. But also back in 2018 in the Triple Crown, it was due to contaminated feed that the horses had been given and what then was dismissed. So whether this comes out, whichever way it comes out, it's being related to the black leopard energy here. And also now, since I was guided to do a meditation on the jab and what my guides were telling me, this is relating to this as well. The first and second place being tested positive for something that shouldn't be in there. So, you know, just feel into your own knowing as far as that information that's coming through. So the black leopard with apprehensions about something, secrets, mystery, the hunter, strength, and sensuality, and the shamanic path, the nocturnal magic. Going after desires with fury and passion, laying down their fears, becoming a fierce hunter, that the time is now. The latent hunter in the DNA awakens, but you must call on these powers. You know, you have to call on your own powers, or stealth or deep desire here. They also refer to the black leopard as she. She can be very near and be keeping watchful eye, and you will never know she is there. Privacy is very important for the black leopard. Privacy is needed. She can actually kill and carry twice her weight. She's very powerful. The leopard tells you where or when to keep knowledge and or possessions private. And the cloak of darkness, in order to have the advantage, is very significant for the black leopard here. Also, they like to work at night, especially under the stars. And again, there's magic and strength as part of the attributes of the black leopard. And very favorable if the black leopard comes up around work, as opposed to more personal life. It's definitely favorable for work. So then at 4:44 to 4:48, I did a second meditation. Why is the leopard coming up? Why is that a message for me personally? Is it a message for the collective or the twin flame collective? What is the message for about the black leopard specifically? So number one, they were showing me the dark horse comes up from behind, going beyond what anyone else can imagine, and is happy to share the win in the end. So they're not going after the outcome. They're going for the fun of it, the love of the run, the journey. Okay, so they're happy. Obviously, we show a tie at the end where they're happy to share their winnings, which may come up with that horse race. Maybe they'll end up splitting the prize instead of one being outed completely. Number two, they were saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And they were showing me a flower, right? So when a flower seeds and the stalk grows, what would happen to the stalk if before the flower comes, you know, a big piece of hail comes down and smushes the flower, right? It's that same type of energy of when the student is not ready, they will get slammed. So in other words, a big bomb dropped on you or your twin or anyone can be devastating before they're ready. Too much light when you're not ready will not help because it'll traumatize and cause more wounding to clear. Number three was coming up specifically for me, but in reference to the divine feminines. The reason why the black leopard came up is because the leopard is Leopard. So it's like the lion, but if you say lion, you're going to imagine the masculine lion because he is the one with the mane. So they're bringing up the leopard so you understand it's the feminine lion here. And hear me roar. So again, the feminine. Before I even do. All right, so with the lion, oh, this was interesting too. So with the energy of the feminine, it's saying, I am Leo, and they were showing me this because my Venus is in Leo, right? And I actually I've been writing a book, and part of a chapter that talked about my Leo was what was coming up in their reference here. So I am Leo, hear me roar, right? So you hear me roar before I even do anything. Like, I don't even have to roar because you hear me roar before I roar. It's just the intimidation, the power of the Leo. The leopard lays in wait, containing her energy until the right time for synergy, right? That synergistic knowing of when it's time to pounce, and then gets right on it. And then number four was coming up as leopard broken down in the word. We have Leo, and then PA, like pa, like a father, but also it's coming up as the PA system, like an overhead announcement. The Leo, PA, and then RD, which is the road or path, is the feminine, the dark feminine, the Leo, the lion. The lion would be the masculine with the mane, so here is the feminine. The Leo father, road, or party of one, as the leopard. Also, like I said, the overhead announcements of the PA, which is a public address. Also, leopard comes up as le, which in French is the, and then opa, which is, of course, Greek, and then road or path. So le opa, path, which is all Greek to me. It doesn't need words, or you don't need to learn to express their deepest passion. So those were the messages coming up around the black leopard. So it's all about the underdog here, coming up from behind and surpassing anyone else's expectations of them, and actually passing everyone else, right? Coming up from behind and passing everyone else, but then willing to share the prize at the end. They don't care about the win. They're willing to share their profits with others. And then also remembering, don't be frustrated with yourself, because when you're ready, the lesson will come. Don't push it, because then you may end up being more devastated because you weren't ready for that, or you might not, you might just get more frustrated, and it's going to take you in that negative energy again. So, and then something interesting was after that, I went into asking something about my daughter, and she was coming up as Muhammad Ali's mother, which was the strangest thing I ever saw. But it was so funny because there's so many parallels and crossovers there. And I looked up his mother's life. I didn't know if she was still alive or not. And she died in 94. My daughter was born in 96. So it was like perfect timing. And also she loves boxing, which is so weird. She just started boxing this past year. But again, Muhammad Ali coming up as dancing like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And he was born January 17th, 42, and he passed away June 3rd, 2016. And my father was born 6/3, and he died in 2016. How crazy is that? He died in Scottsdale of septic shock, and both me and my daughter have lived in that area for multiple years. So yeah, there's a lot of syncs around that for me and my daughter. His mother, of course, was Odessa Lee Clay. And she was born 2/12/17, so she was Aquarius. He was Capricorn, her son. And apparently she was afraid of her husband. I guess he must have been violent in some way. Obviously, there's a lot of violent energy in there with boxing in the family line. And she passed away August 20th, 94. I wrote down a quote that he had said about his mother from wiki2.org from Muhammad Ali. It said, "She's sweet, fat, wonderful woman who loves to cook, eat, and make clothes and be with her family. No, there's no one who's been better to me in my whole life." And it's making me want to cry. He called her Bird, which we refer to the feminine as birds all the time here. And he said in that quote that she was scared of his father. He was much closer to his mom than his dad, apparently, according to this. And she actually appeared as herself in 2 movies, The Whole Story and When We Were Kings. And both of them were made in 1996, which is the year my daughter was born. So it's so weird because there were so many syncs around that. So again, the floating like a butterfly, sting like a bee was very significant in today's read as well. So before I start with the read, though, I do want to tell you the meditation from this morning about the jab. All right, so this is what they showed me. What they showed me was a shark underwater. And then showed me, number 1, when you're underwater, you're holding your breath, trying not to get it, right? Trying not to get the flu. Number 2, facing the vaccine or the shark attack. And remember, they go by sonar radar. They don't see very well. So if you're in fear, you won't be able to hold your breath very long, will you? And the shark will sense you and attack rather quickly. But if you are present and neutral and in your high vibration in love, you'll be able to hold your breath for a very long time. And the shark, and then I was just getting the shock as well, the shark will pass you by, and then you just float right up to the top with a deep breath in gratitude for the fresh air as you come out of the water and your air supply. All I need is the air that I breathe. And then they were showing me if you do feel inspired to get it, to get the jab, and I'm not giving you any recommendations one way or the other. I have not been. If you get the jab, be neutral in a loving place, send it love, and see it flushing right through you as you send it love. That's the message I was getting, and that's all I'm going to do for that. But I wanted to give you the messages I was getting. I love the shark reference because that's exactly what it is. Fear is worse than anything, okay? So each person has to make that decision for yourself, but your body is perfectly capable of protecting yourself, okay? It's all about raising your vibration. When you're in a high vibration, you know, your immune system and your immune system is very powerful at that point. All right, so we're going to get into the reads now. So the union read here was done at 5:45 yesterday. And so today I told you it's the 10th already. And I watched in the past couple nights, the whole truth came up, and then time to dance last night. It's time, and the go time was coming up in the read today too. It's time to dance and go time. And the race of the dark horse also came up. FedEx just went south on my street, just passed by. But the dark horse coming up was very significant here. About now, you know, getting on it, causing a distraction in order to, you know, distract everybody else so they can make their getaway. So the union read at 5:45 yesterday on the 9th, which is the Hermit, and then 14, 16, 18, 19, which was the Sun yesterday. And then today would then be the 20 of Judgment. So we have the Hermit yesterday, the Wheel of Fortune today. So today's Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. And that could be making an announcement, a final judgment, the wake-up call, making a decision, and that it's destined one way or the other. It's always up to you. So at 5:45, which is the Hierophant and the 45 of the 5 of Cups, the grieving card, whether it's regret, loss, guilt or shame, or the past that you can't let go of. This is the 4D, 5D, 6D union, and I don't have the pictures with me right here. I will be telling you all the cards in the union read though, okay? I'll post the union read up there so you can see the cards. And I'll tell you that each of the cards that's in the read in front of you as well. So anyway, the underlying energy for the union read, it's a 4D, 5D union read. The 4D, 3 cards on the bottom, 5D, 3 cards in the middle, 6D, 3 cards on the top. 3 cards coming in as the feminine, 3 cards going out as the masculine, and then the underlying energy, and then the final card. Okay, that's the whole union read. So the underlying energy was the 10 of Pentacles, which is that dream family, right? And then the center energy was the shadow or the devil card. And the final card was the 2 of Wands or the twin flames. That can be the choice of path as well. So the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the Garden of Prayer with big crystals using the web to catch the twin flame. And TF came up in the code line for this read in front of you, and that happened after I wrote this. So TF has other meanings too, which I'll let you know when we get to the twin flame read. So again, the dream family and the Garden of Prayer with big crystals using the web to catch the twin flame. I was just getting total fury as well. Or the family, business, or community is doing shadow work with the twin flame along with them. And then I was getting the word as well, shadow word. So we have the incoming divine feminine with the 6 of Swords, the Sun, and the 3 of Pentacles. It's called the solar deity, the Sun, in this deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. So peaceful play and Cassius Clay. And by the way, Muhammad Ali's middle name was Marcellus. So Cassius Marcellus Clay. Again, regarding floating like a butterfly and sting like a bee, energized fully, Pegasus and full exposure at the workplace, Trinity, right? Trinity, the tri show of power and gratitude, where Poseidon gets the dolphin to release Pegasus, their son, to their own way of doing things up in the air as opposed to in the water like Poseidon. The 4D here is the Ace of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. The divine feminine, the spark, the ignited flame. The divine masculine dolphin, waiting patiently just beneath the surface of the truth to play ball. Bridging the two of them with the Page of Wands, the 26th degree, the ball in his court now, the masculine, with Sekhmet coming up here, the lion-headed female, a fierce feminine seeking initiative and inspiration. The 5D here is the Queen of Wands, the shadow, and the 9 of Pentacles. The divine feminine Queen of Wands wearing many hats, limiting their potential of one, with the divine masculine with sovereignty in the Garden of Prayer with lots of crystal, and the pure one with wise counsel, or bird, which is coming up as the mother, right, because that was Muhammad Ali's mother, is bird, of the butterfly and the bee, Muhammad Ali, bridging with the shadow web and the spider, The spider was coming up earlier for me as well, so that was significant since the shadow web was coming up. So prosperity through hard work was coming up regarding the shadow spirit animal. The indigenous creator or ingenious creator, weaving the thread or the quilt to support the spider and those around them regarding their finances, but also their spirituality. The spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented. Again, don't worry about the outcome. Weaving magical, priceless tapestry, again, bringing the quilt together of abundance. So then in the 6D here was the 10 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the Page of and the 4 of Pentacles, which is the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave. The Divine Feminine ending plain, but also, I was just getting Le Plain from Fantasy Island. Oh, the Divine Feminine ending pain with bliss coming in. The Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, warm and cozy. And bridge, I was just getting bridged by the fire. Bridging by floating like a butterfly without stinging like a bee. Shaking their hand in the end instead, which came up in that meditation about the horse racing. And then the Divine Feminine igniting the passion and fire under the Queen of Wands, who could be another feminine in her life, including a daughter, because here we have mother-son and mother-daughter energy coming up, to end the pain and final bliss. The Divine Masculine ignited truth under the Sovereign, again, that could be another daughter, to find a warm heart. The bridge of the Page of Wands, inspired by shadow work, and again, Page of Wands is 26, and 26 degrees was coming up in astrology in some aspects, so you can check that out if you want. The bridge of the Page of Wands, inspired by shadow work and catching bees with honey so they can float like a butterfly. And it's so funny, because I wasn't even thinking about that the other day when we got the butterfly card, and it looked like a bee to me, who thought they were a bee, and why do I have these big wings on me? I don't get it. So it's definitely Muhammad Ali and the bee and the butterfly coming up here. Just like the bat looks like a mouse with wings, the butterfly looks like a bee with wings, with big wings. The outgoing Divine Masculine here is the 7 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords, circling the drain or spiraling up out of control, or on the loop-de-loop and the stairway to heaven, present to flame or gift of the moment, or red dawn and forlorn, suffering in silence or dealing with sister, which can be that feminine as well above them. Hiding, stress, purging, and lack of rest comes up here, and the twin flame and the choice of path. Dolphins are a match with plenty of source energy, with sun, gifts, work, and stress, a big family, and the twins' path. The Divine Feminine comes up with Leo in her energy, which I was talking all about the Leo just before. And then the court cards were the Queen of Wands and a big family. The Divine Masculine came up with no majors on his side and only the Sovereign, which can be a feminine in his energy or his own sovereignty. And then between them was coming up the Capricorn and the Page of Wands. So the number that came up from this twin flame union read was the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, which is the loyal, humble servant. The horizontal pillars were 28, 9, and 30. And the vertical pillars, that's 28 is the 2 of Wands or the twin flames. The Hermit of the 9 and the 30 is the 4 of Wands. And then the vertical pillars came up as 16, which is the Tower, 3 of the Empress, 11 of Justice, 2 of the High Priestess, 14 of the Temperance, 7 of the Chariot, 3 of the Empress again, and then 11 of Justice. So you notice they are all major arcana, and they don't have to be here. Although they're more likely to be major arcana in this part of it because the numbers tend to be on the lower side. So the message here is coming up around the twin flame hermit at home with the Knight of Pentacles, or them home and working. And then a sudden event with the Tower, which can be an epiphany as well, with the Empress or Gaia and Justice of the High Priestess or Secret, and patience of a higher love, and grieving the injustice of the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant, or offer of help. So then we have the twin flame read in front of you. And I cut and dealt the deck at 7 on the dot, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. 7 is the Chariot with a lot of source energy backing it up, the vehicle of ascension. And then 7:07 to 8, stir of flames. I was definitely getting the stirring of something up, especially at the horse race, the horse where the black leopard pounced and created some kind of bustling or fight. So stirring up of flames, and flames came up again, and that can reference the twin flames. And then what was coming up, environment, so the virus was coming up, and karmic empletion. So it's completion, but it's and then empletion. So again, it's that energy of the co-pilots, the completion. So the completion on both sides, not just one. There's also a Pleiadian ET connection coming up here by M Pleiadian. And M can be a lot of different things, because it can be Mother Mary, it can be Mary Magdalene, it can be Michael and Metatron, it can be magic and the magician, the Magi. Anyway, it can be more things as well. And it came up as the mountains, Muhammad Ali. So the M is coming up as the mountain and Muhammad, with the Pleiadians and the ET connection. There's something about that there. So let me know if anything comes up for you when I say that. I finished and then Blackjack. Blackjack came up when I completed the read at 7:21. And 21, of course, is the world and completion, but Blackjack came up right there. So that's a win. And the code line was all about the number 3, which again is the 3 is the lucky strike, right? But it's also the coming together of socializing, and the Empress and Gaia, and that just joyous, happy-go-lucky self. So the major arcana that came up here is Alchemy, Transition, Tower, Guidance, and Wheel. So Alchemy is the Temperance card, Transition is the Death card, Tower, of course, is the same, Guidance is the Hierophant, and the Great Wheel is the Wheel. After the read, we had the Hanging Man come up, as well as Indigo, which is the Magician. We had 1 pentacle, 1 sword, 2 cups, and 2 wands, so pretty well distributed there. And then we had the King of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and then the King of Wands. And then the Knight of Pentacles came up after the read. Before the read was the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So a lot of masculine energy here. We had all 4 kings, and then 2 knights, and then the 9 of Cups also came up before the read. We had double 2s. That was the only double number in the read, which is the Fool, taking an open heart, taking a leap of faith. They're also giving me the energy of Muhammad Ali, because the 22 is the power number of the 4, and that's all about survival. And of course, boxing is very much a survival level energy. We have the 23 of the King of Wands, the 6 of the Lovers as most significant in the read. That's all the numbers that were there in the read today. Were 2, 3, and 6, the King of Wands and the Lovers. And then we had the 12 of and the King of Wands very much can represent Muhammad Ali as well. We have the 12 of the Hanging Man, the 35 of the 8 of Wands, the back and forth, and that can be boxing as well. The 56 of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing, right? You have to have good instincts to box. 68 of the Page of Pentacles, and then in a lesser sense 89, which is the Phi energy of expanding and contracting and being balanced. So, and again, you have to have very good balance to box, right? It's the dance, right? Floating like a butterfly. So the code line here was all about environment and karmic completion. And in this deck, it's very much, the numerology deck is very much a green environment, and it was been broken up into EN and then environment. So again, the virus coming up, and then EN is the energy of the Jesus Christ energy. And then the karmic, like I said before, was completion instead of completion. So completing things together, not where one is complete and the other's not, completing it fully. And then we have the messages coming up here. The other number that came up was 1122, which is justice again, and the 22 of the Fool. So very significant there. And then the code line was number 3. So it was like the double ones, and then double 2s twice, and then the number 3 just alone as it is, just the 1-3, the third energy. And then it's like I was just getting the one of the Justice, and then the 2 sets of double twos was because you have to choose which Fool is yours. And then the 3, you know, needs no explanation. It's the 3rd energy. All right, so we have is the message here regarding environment and karmic completion. The show of power of the mother cut off here. And then it was like ETV, and the mother cut off again. And ETV is coming up as either educational TV or an ET, an extraterrestrial vehicle. So it's like when the mother here is trying to show their power, they keep getting cut off. The show of power of the mother cut off, and then the ETV of the mother cut off, and then her trying again, one quick one comes in again, and then cut off right away. The twin flame co-creating with googly eyes or with goo, and of course Chris Macklin also always talks about goo when he does healing. And then it's also coming up though as go time. Now is the moment, and the new moon is tomorrow on the 11th. So the message was also coming up as to appear or learn as educational TV, Ma cut off ×2, and the twin flames, the F word, like someone might not approve of any, you know, the F word, which yes can be cursing, but it also can be considered the twin flame as an F word, to split, and the workplace goo or go time at the new moon. The show of power to flee, extinguish, put out. Also, Texas Veterinary Medical Association came up as blocked. Kill that. The workplace voice or reputation here at hand. And then I was getting the karmic company or the karmic partner or company had ample time to complete what they needed to complete. So it's like the masculine or feminine dealing with the karmic is no longer being patient because they had plenty of time to do what they had to do. And now they have to be done. So then the house comes up also, the number 5 of freedom, expansion, and change. And the house, the ET vehicle, the extraterrestrial vehicle, the chariot, the vehicle of ascension, and the house, which is the union. The beat, was coming up as the buddy energy. Perhaps beating your buddy, right? Guys always doing sports and that kind of stuff. He from the workplace, perhaps a work buddy, and dealing with these energies and they're leaving at the new moon. So someone's leaving. That was coming up yesterday in Taurus's read as well, that somebody's definitely walking away. To take the ET vehicle and or the chariot, where Ma is blocked in the split, the pyramid texts, so somebody might have a very religious mother as well. The F word, the twin flames, and the workplace is a slippery environment. Remember, environment was coming up. And the unknown substance or composition of it. And you must go by their word, voice, or reputation. And that's, right? Or your own knowing, right? If you have that ability. So to appear on Entertainment Tonight for somebody as well, as a vehicle of the Divine Feminine, or this could be the Divine Feminine TV, could be a YouTube channel as well, something like that. And the mother trying to block ×2 the twin flame workplace, the place of co-creation for the twins, the goo, or what they consider baby talk, but now it's actually go time at the new moon. Okay, so it's interesting how all of the code lines came up regarding the jab and the Muhammad Ali reference, which came up in my meditations, which were totally separate from this. So alchemy comes up as the underlying energy reversed. Okay, so we have alchemy as this top card reversed, and I go down 5 and up 5 over here, but I have the cards over on the side that are past the final card today. So the final card is out there, just not the ones above. And I'll tell you what those cards are. So below the underlying energy is the 9 of Cups from the bottom up, the King of Cups reversed, the 8 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles reversed. So satisfied is the King of Cups reversed, emotionally unavailable in energetic exchange, surrendering decisions to the King of Pentacles reversed, who is not bending or is not blending. The King of Pentacles reversed may be ashamed or impatient, and the King of Pentacles is making the other feel bad. The wounded warrior is here hiding in a twist of fate and a painful ending or ending pain, with dreams coming true of healing and shedding their light, and someone saying, I'll show them. The Sovereign Queen of Wands in need of courage to offer new passion and growth, creativity while bleeding out at the present, or left for dead, or had major surgery with infection and standing on a landmine ready to blow as the gate is open to a very short tail or very short ending or a very short fuse. The Queen of Swords is upright here, speaking and reaping rewards, with the Page of Swords reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, perhaps little red boots daydreaming of their share of the pie, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, maybe dreaming of not working or of growing some balls and getting courageous, or fondly watching over the kids, knowing one day they'll get it together at 8:19, which is strength and the sun, and then we turn the page to 20, which is the judgment, the final judgment, the wake-up call. The wedding comes up here, and beneath it, playfulness. And again, in this deck, the wedding just means that marriage is involved. The situation involves marriage, and beneath that was playfulness before the wedding. So before that, or the dealing with the marriage or the divorce, whatever it is for your situation. So reaping rewards of cuddling in a chair, or cracking her vault by sleeping with her or giving her what she wants so they can get the information. Exposing all or energized on vacation, starting over without sweet tweets, grieving the past as the postman comes in with an offer, and the flame won't go out. Sunset over the fountain or sunset strip, vacation with lots of fruit and no scissors, magnets, or coins topping the pillar at the gate. Or unsure about accepting a proposal, wanting a moment to think. Is a vacation worth trying again, right? So they just really want the vacation, but is it worth having to try something again or a relationship again? Happy ending is number 93, and beneath that was creativity, number 3. Or hoping vacation will get them to open up and then start over, but will the memories still haunt them? So there's a party, a reunion, a coming together here to complete the cycle and expose all, perhaps propose or 5D connection, or focusing on heart and found a way out to dump a relationship, or to purge, or just feeling overwhelmed, stuck in a grind, chained to the wheel, or to foosball, or throwing stars, but able to sleep at night, but unable to sleep at night because there's no trust. Someone feels like someone could hurt them while they're sleeping, or they just mistrust what might come in while they're sleeping, and they must escape. Perhaps they're stuck sleeping in the pool room. So we have the towering emperor dropping the ball or messed up, with the Queen of Cups reversed, perhaps didn't take care of something they were supposed to. Out in the cold, seeing synchronicities, starting over with twin with an offer of love from the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help. With the Star, King of Swords, or Aquarius man, legal or military perhaps, trapped or imprisoned with group or gossips, or a party he doesn't want to go to. The recent past is the King of Swords upright, in energetic exchange, working hard and burdened by fighting for peace or to get away, with the Knight of Swords rushing in through synchronicities about receiving a passionate offer, with the Six of Cups reversed, falling out or a negative past, or kids acting up, with the King of Wands upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, with new information and clarity about the wounded warrior hiding in energetic exchange, or hiding from the energetic exchange. And by the way, the WW, when you lift it upright, becomes the EE of energetic exchange. And that could be the WWE coming up, so the, wrestling world. So Atlas trying to push their way through the slings and arrows and fighting here. And the foundation is the Tower reversed. After a sudden event, or perhaps someone's resisting sudden changes, or after the sudden event or epiphany, losing their temper, resting in connection with dark night, walking right over to the Page of Pentacles reversed, or death warmed over, or the Page of Pentacles reversed never saw a dead body before. And that definitely could be a child who's never saw someone before, and feeling insecure without tools. The Magi is reversed. The Magician's reversed here with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, dysfunction, or perhaps a loss of a family member at the present time, or a gift. And they're over their nonsense. So someone might be seeing a death as a gift because they were so over their nonsense. Or whoever is reacting around the death. Somebody's over their nonsense for sure. Or over the nonsense of the family here. The central energy is transition, death be not proud, feeling of failure or under the radar, with third party or attention-seeking behavior, acting up in transition with hostage and defending their position at 11:24, which is Justice and the Queen of Wands. I don't know why 11:24 was there. It was still around 8, 9 o'clock. So 11:24 had to come up there. It's very significant. Justice and the Queen of Wands. And it was so weird too. When I was FaceTiming with my daughter yesterday, her hair was messed up. And she was saying, it looks like I have a question mark above my head. And I literally wrote a question mark above 11:24 here. So justice regarding the Queen of Wands. So whoever's defending their position was defending it to the Emperor, or as the Emperor to the family, or somebody was defending on behalf of the Emperor reversed, because they may not be able to defend themselves, and challenged by the Three of Pentacles reversed, issues at work, with the Page of Cups reversed, rejection, and suffering in silence, or a sister dealing with this a long time. Falling out, or a bad childhood. The Page of Wands reversed is frustrated or sick and tired, with cancer, or a vehicle, or stomping right over there. And then we're dealing with the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups reversed. Both of them. They're like the Six of Cups falling out. The Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. And that can be the inner children as well. So the Sovereign's coming up here as performing or keeping their balls up in the air. That's the balance, the balancing act. The Tower's reversed after a sudden death. Home, saving and being moderate. Holding on and grounding. The Two of Cups lovers, and by the way, the Two of Cups and the lovers came upright side by side, just right in this corner, because in the rest of the read, the lovers was not upright. The Two of Cups lovers ending the nightmare with the Knight of Cups reversed after jealous rage, fighting and spying as a new stage is set. The Magician's reversed, insecure with sudden changes, with the Queen of Pentacles upright, protected by Hermit with light, or the Hermit or Virgo is defensive to her. We have Gemini and Virgo and Scorpio all reversed here, but there's also a Virgo upright here. Now is the Two of Cups upright, the twin flame lovers needing strength and courage and good health to detox and reap rewards of the purge, to be happy with selves and start over. The Two of Cups surprise, or perhaps a shock, with closing the distance gap of energetic exchange and passion. The King of Swords embarrassing themselves in awakening and making an announcement or a judgment call, or the King of Swords pushed the Fool off the ledge, causing the awakening and wake-up call to wake others. The Page of Swords is reversed, perhaps without a leg to stand on, lying and spying, and that can be negative self-talk, it can be rumors. The Page of Swords is the most immature communication in the deck. So the Page of Swords reversed can also be the silent treatment, but without a leg to stand on here, with the Queen of Wands undressing in front of a man in an all-business relationship with no big love at work, or third-party love at work, or work is their lover. And when I said standing in front of a man, I was just getting, I can never remember the name. I know the name, but I can never remember it. Shoot. I just watched it again. I've watched it several times, and it's one of those movies I love. You know, it's with Julia Roberts, and she's a famous movie star in England with, what's-his-face? But anyway, she stands in front of him, says, I'm just a girl in love with a boy, asking him to love her. So that was coming up right here when I said, undressing in front of a man in an all-business relationship and no big love at work, or third-party love at work, or work is their lover. The Page of Swords reversed is coming up as a fallen angel or no longer patient, losing patience. And the King of Cups reversed, along with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress both upright, without affection for the High Priestess or secret justice, and the exposure of or with kids who are on vacation. Soon, without guidance here, with the High Priestess, there can be Pisces or Virgo coming up there as well. And then Justice was Libra. Soon here with no guidance or a Taurus reversed. Divorce, a break, or thinking outside of the box. Guarding the Six of Cups reversed. And walking away to heal and detox with new information under the radar, or alternating or attention-seeking behavior here. Taking a hike or going up the mountains to end an emotional cycle or family unhappiness that's way overdue. The twin flames seeing themselves as the great wheel reversed in a twist of fate, suffering in silence or dealing with a sister at the feet of the King of Wands, like at the mercy of the King of Wands, and the Queen of Wands then keeping them out in the cold together. The Ten of Cups reversed cycle is so over, with an offer of love from the Queen of Cups reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed together, which can be two children reversed or a couple reversed. And that can be also thoughts of the King of Wands, of the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups coming together, offering love to an unhappy family, sending their love, but perhaps would rather be together and out in the cold. And this also can be someone sending their condolences, but they can't come, and they're sending a lot of love, but they can't make it, or they don't want to come, so they're just sending a lot of love. Romantic feelings, chemistry, and it doesn't have to be a death, but any kind of sending love to something, whether it's a party, a death, anything where they don't want to come and be part of it. Romantic feelings, chemistry, and also separation and deception came up for the twins. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Six of Cups reversed. The falling out, after strongly connecting, partners offer money and or a new life to Cancer or the Man in the Moon to get them out of there. The work issues with the Emperor reversed and his world upside down. And I'm getting the Man in the Moon too, the movie, so that's coming up as well. Maybe his life story. And remember the Man in the Moon, you know, he's not your usual person and how he had to get through his life like that. Work issues with the Emperor reversed and his world upside down, or ending a big cycle, or with Pisces reversed, or the Divine Feminine, the 5D, with Cancer upright and Aries reversed and Pisces reversed here. We have again the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups, both reversed, but together here. Fire and water in a falling out. And the block being the Knight of Wands upright with the slow burn, saving the day and working hard to clean up their act at 9:08, which is the Hermit and the Strength card. So environment comes up in karmic completion, but even more so here, financial discipline. Detoxing and no longer feeling castrated, or the need to mark his territory, with the Knight of Wands rescue here. Capricorn reversed and Sagittarius upright. The King of Wands upright shaman sharing or settling out with advisor, or hermit with the light, or seeing the doctor, or taking the kids or pets to the doctor or the vet. The King of Wands awake to sharing with the hermit or Virgo, with issues at work or third-party secret, divorce and or child and or exposure here. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed, needing to deal with their insecurities and manipulation and their need for tools, or the Knight of Pentacles reversed and Indigo reversed, kids offering to pay back something or give their time and money and effort even though they don't want to, right? It's like a parent making them to do it, or their boss making them do it, for a new life, with a split and divide of the Page of Cups reversed, rejection, and the Knight of Wands rushing back in to save the day in the end. And he literally is the last clarification card in the read, the Knight of Wands. And this is at 9:15, which is the Hermit and the Devil, or Capricorn and Virgo. The King of Pentacles reversed, losing patience after sudden events in the downturn, with the Six of Cups reversed, that falling out. That could be a negative past or childhood as well, or your kids just acting up. The King of Swords in transition through the portal here. and the challenge being workplace issues or third party through work or social distancing issues at work, and no guidance, and the Knight of Wands with the Two of Cups partner with the King of Wands awake to the Knight of Pentacles reversed and Indigo reversed, both proposing a new life, money, or a gift without actually proposing. You know, it's like they're doing it begrudgingly. They don't really want to do it. Just getting it. So, the impatience of the King of Swords, who's overwhelmed or dumped on after a sudden event or a death or an end of the Two of Cups, challenged by issues at work. The downturn without guidance and or a divorce here, with the Six of Cups reversed fallout with the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands now awake to the Knight of Pentacles and Indigo, both reversed, which come up as children or, you know, younger employees, that kind of energy, but they're being negative. The King of Wands and Knight of Wands are coming up on board together right here. Awake to whatever these other kids are doing, offering a new life, you know, the Knight of Pentacles reversed and Indigo reversed, offering a new life begrudgingly, so that the Knight of Wands can then rush in and cash in on it. Okay, so that's kind of the energy. And actually, the Knight of Wands might have set them up. They may be the black horse or the dark horse who ran over the, you know, the black leopard that pounced and became the black horse and caused this. All I saw was scuffling, like in the cartoons when you see them circling around in a fight. They caused a distraction or a fight so that they could have time to get away. You know, it was a distraction for them. So they might have done it on purpose. That's why these two kids maybe, or workers maybe, reversed at the end. Because the Knight of Wands did it on purpose to create a distraction so they could get out of there and rush back to save the day. So let's go ahead and pull a couple oracle cards. We'll start with the Animal Spirit deck at 5646, which is the Two of Swords and the Six of Cups. So being in your knowing and that inner connection between the inner children or outer children loving each other. In the read, they were reversed. So there needs to be some kind of reparation here. And let's see what comes up with the cards here. All right, so for the twin flames, what is the message here? All right, this got stuck. So there's a message about being stuck right here, which is the jab. So we have the spider web, caught in the spider web, and then the cosmic egg, which is very significant. And the spider came up yesterday in underlying energies too, which is why it came up in the read, me talking about the spider, which I brought you their information already. There's some other cards that are forced out of the deck here. We have the peacock, right, who's a show-off, right? They like to get lots of attention. And then we have this bulk all came out together here. And then the camel is at the bottom. And they're like an all-in-one kind of guy, right? They hold the water, they got the ride for you, and they're very calm in situations. And there's a blue moon there as opposed to a red moon. And the other card where the man in the moon has been released from the red moon, which can be Mars. And then this could be the blue moon can then represent the moon, right? Which has also been cleared. And we have the new moon coming up tomorrow. So let's see what these four cards are. We have the turtle who's like waving somebody on, you know, go on without me. And there's the cheetah, which is very much the energy of the black leopard. And you notice all the colors of reds, oranges, and yellows swirling around them, which is the lower chakras. And here's the turtle saying, "Oh, go away." It's like it, you know, the image of the shark under the water, you know, being very calm and not being in fear of the cheetah and telling them to just go away. If you're going to eat me, eat me. If not, go away. Leave me alone. And there's that pounce, right? Pouncing on the turtle, perhaps causing them a distraction so they can get away. And then there's the elephant, which came up with the whale and the underlying energy yesterday, right? The elephant's the king of the land, not the lion, the elephant. And the whale being the king of the sea. So here's the king of the land coming up and saying, you know, you can't hurt the turtle, I'm bigger than you. And the elephant's not going to hurt the turtle, they have no reason to hurt the turtle. And then we have the firefly floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee is the firefly. So cute. And they're looking the other way. They're enjoying themselves, not even paying attention to what's going on over here. So this is, you know, the evolutionary order too, right? And the energy of status, right? Who's above who, right? The turtle's just the slow little guy. The cheetah's the go-between. They're really quick. And then the elephant's like the leader there. You know, do what I say because I can walk on you. I'm bigger than you. But they don't. They don't use their power to do that. But they can use their power, right? They don't need to say a word to show you that they're powerful because they just are. And then here's the firefly who's totally independent on their own. They don't need to deal with any of them. They're floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. They don't have to do it either. They just look like they could. And here is the firefly, right? The Luciferase also was coming up today. Something that I looked up that they were telling me to look up again today because I snapped a picture of the ingredients of Luciferase. And one of the things they get Luciferase from is actually E. coli. And that's coming up around the firefly, right? Because that's what the Luciferase is that light, that luminescence that comes out from the firefly. And I don't believe it was in any of the jabs, but it was something that came up around Bill Gates and the vaccine he was planning to make with Luciferase, so that you could like literally light someone up and on your wrist and show people that you've had your jab, that kind of stuff. All right, so with those energies, let's read the spider again because that came up again, so I guess it was important for us to read. And that is the earth energy, the spider. And I guess the cheetah came up because there is no leopard in this deck. So the cheetah is representing the leopard, right? Because they had the same kind of spots. Similar kind of spots. All right, where are you, spider? Spider's at the end, before the horse. Okay, and the horse was a big one today too, right? So the spider's creator of prosperity through life's work and dharma. The spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. Yes, it's hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient because they love their work. This card reminds us that creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, which also came up with the horse race, right? It doesn't matter who wins. It's about the journey. And soon your work becomes like the weaving of magical, priceless tapestry, and abundance follows. When the spider's in balance, they're appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. When they're out of balance, they're discouraged, tired, and forlorn. To bring themselves back into balance is playful creativity. Just do something fun. Okay? So the spider they just do what they love to do. It's natural to them. And it creates enough support for them and others just naturally by them doing it for themselves. And that's what, if everyone did that, then everybody would be abundant because everyone's doing what they love to do. It comes naturally to them. And yet, because they're in that natural, authentic energy, so much light comes out that they create naturally much more abundance than they need themselves. They help everyone else as well, which then, if everyone did that, think how beautiful and abundant the world would be. And not judging each other for their different talents. Okay, so then we had the cosmic egg, which is important to read, because that's the final card in the deck, which also comes up as the pillars of light, right? The horizontal and vertical pillars as the 8, the infinite and the finite. And this I read too, so I guess they're important to read again. Completion, harmony, the infinite within the finite. The cosmic egg is the final card in the journey of the animal spirit deck, and it represents the unfolding of cosmic consciousness. This state emerges after we've tread the path for quite some time, and through self-effort and grace we experience self-realization. A sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arises within us, and the veils of our self-limiting beliefs are lifted. When the essence of the cosmic egg has not been activated, we may feel as if we will never get there, or that we travel alone, disconnected from others. Even if our encounter with this card is brief, appearing as a momentary glimmer or flash of interconnectedness, its potent energy stays with us. The cosmic egg is a remedy for the fragmentation of modern life. It's through the power of this card that we are reminded of the cosmic contract written at the beginning. We hold on to life, and life holds on to us. The journey is complete. That's like the as above, so below. The journey is complete, but it does not end there, right? So the cosmic egg is the 7th chakra. The subtle essence of the cosmic egg resides at the crown chakra, at the top of the head, called Sahasrara. Sahasrara. I can't talk. Mercury's doing something now. One of the aims of yoga and meditation practice is to channel energy from the base of the spine upward towards the crown. Each of the 6 lower chakras plays an important role along this journey, and once the final epicenter of consciousness is activated, it is said to radiate the light of 1,000,000 suns. And there's your firefly, right? So the peacock came up too, and I want to read that for you. The peacock is fire, or excuse me, is air. All right, the peacock says, inner beauty, compassion, and assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the plumage, their plume. But the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it doesn't harbor any resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. When in balance, they're confident and kind. When they're out of balance, they can't digest situations. To bring back into balance, meditation on the navel or the solar plexus area. Okay, all about confidence. Okay, so they're someone who can hold the beauty without being cocky, right? They're very much at one with themselves, and yet they're very kind, loving people. So they're all 3 cards that came out initially are very loving energies, right? The spider works very hard to help themselves and their community, everyone around them, just naturally. It doesn't mean they have to do it with that intention. Their intention is to survive, right? Because it's a spider. And then we have the cosmic egg about the crown chakra and bringing the sun in, raising your kundalini, awakening. And this is the culmination of all of that, right? The culmination of the spider web, of all the work that the spider's done, is now all wrapped up in this beautiful rainbow egg. It's like the rainbow bridge being circled in a coil around the world. And now, like I said, all of the rainbow energy went from the rainbow bridge or the kundalini into the earth or into the human body and produced this beautiful peacock of diamond light. Look at that. And actually the peacock's eye looks very similar to the dragon's eye on the book. See the peacock's eye? It looks very similar to the dragon's eye on the book. Okay, and so the camel is very self-sustaining, kind of like the spider there, on a different scale, a different kingdom there. And then let's just pull a quick card from the Journey of Love, see what comes up there. So the energy of not having to say a word is so interesting that came up, because when I was with Elizabeth on her Hawaiian retreat for Twin Flames, and this was a few years ago, she did a goddess thing with all of us, that we had to dress up like our inner goddess. And what she said to me about my inner goddess was that I was like the African queen with the 3 lions at her feet who didn't need to say a word. And that's the same energy that's coming up right here. about the elephant. You know, they don't need to say anything. The lion doesn't need to say anything. The firefly doesn't need to say anything, right? Because their light just shines out, it emanates. Just like the shark doesn't need to say anything either. They just show up and you say, okay. All right, so be neutral. When you neutralize your energy, there's no fear. They don't react to you. Loving all that is with the 22, which is again the Fool. Again, it is that energy of survival, but it's also a power number here with the 4. So the regular 4 is that level of survival, but this is the power number of the 4, of the Fool with an open heart, taking a leap of faith, having full faith and trust that he will rise above and actually can manifest much more than that. Loving all that is with the 54 of the Page of Swords, which is the message of the Earth Angel, with the rainbow bridge coming into the body and into the earth, having all those colors grounded into us. We've integrated the rainbow bridge, and then the Shakti energy of that warrior female, which is coming up as the black leopard, and the Sekhmet energy of the 19 and the sun. And actually, when I was in Hawaii is when I first saw Shakti and Shiva. Okay, so it's like the warrior female. So the bottom of the deck here, and again, Hidden Beauty is coming up again, which came up at the end yesterday. So the bottom is the Ancient Ones of light, right? The Sentinels, and here's the feminine receiving all the light. The 52, which came up at the beginning of the read, of the Queen of Swords, and the Ancient Ones. And again, she has integrated. She's pulling in all the light for the twins. She is going from the wounded war widow to the woman of light. And the masculine's going from the Atlas energy, he's becoming the Atlas energy from the wounded warrior, letting go of the wounded warrior with one flame in hand and making it up the steps, you know, to the King of Swords, which is the 51 that matches the 52. So we have the Guardian of the Soul family beneath there. The 26 comes up again, the Page of Wands, and the 26 degrees that one of the planets is in right now. I'm not sure if it was Venus or something else, or Pluto. It could be Mercury. Mercury, Pluto, and Venus all came up. And then we have being in the vortex here and being inspired, right, where all inspiration comes from, being the Guardian of the Soul family and the Ancient Ones, okay? So very profound energies coming up for the twins, and completion, culmination, again, the end of the book coming up with the Cosmic Egg. And these are the 3 cards that came up together, and then the 1 apart from the 3. The 22 of the Fool, the 54 of the Message, the Page of Swords, and the 19 of the Sun, of the feminine warrior coming up here. And you see that they're all feminine energies, including a breast in this energy, and even like the energy of a feminine energy inside the vortex here, but in the lower chakra energies. And here's incorporating mostly the higher chakra energies, loving all that is, and then also bringing in all of the chakra energies of the rainbow as the messenger, and the rainbow light coming into the body, the rainbow light coming into the earth. It's like the carbon to diamond energy, to diamond light has made its completion, the DNA change. And then it's like where the masculine was the warrior before, here's the feminine warrior coming out. And then the hidden beauty that wasn't seen, right? The black leopard, that you don't see them until it's too late. That the beauty was there all along, you just didn't notice it. The 45 of the 5 cups, which is the grieving process of hiding your beauty instead of shining it and radiating it outward. So let's read Loving All That Is. Number 22, which is a power number, and the Fool. You wise awakening being, you can love all that is. You can love your tears and your sadness, for they are a testament to your open heart. You can love your numbness and your fatigue, for they show that you've worked hard and are now in need of rest. You can love your energy and passion, even when you are so far ahead of the pack, you have to wait a while for everyone else to catch up. Maybe a day, maybe a decade or so, because you choose not to curb your enthusiasm for anyone. You can love your anger because underneath its fire is a desire for respect. And you can love your peacefulness because within your heart, you really don't care much for fighting sometimes. If there is something that is shaming you, worrying you, or challenging you, it's okay to just love it. It will make sense when it needs to. Until then, just love it, even when it hurts, for it's part of your own divine nature awakening. It may just be like a painful cramp happening because it's been curled up for too long. This oracle brings you a sweet message. You are just asked to love. Everything else will take care of itself. A state of being, allowing, receiving, becoming one with all that is. And so rise and be love. I will see you soon, everyone. Have an amazing day. Bye.